Yeah, that's right, Sarah. And the river levels, depending on where you are, either went way up or they went way down, whether you were east of the center or west of the center. We finally got a 9 o'clock update from the Hurricane Center office in Miami on Sally, and it has weakened again. Maximum sustained winds are now at 85 miles per hour. And look, it's moving faster. North-northeast at now 4 miles per hour. So it's gone from a walk to maybe a brisk walk. Maybe a little bit better, but 4 miles an hour better than 3 and better than the 2 it was earlier. But it is moving northeast at 4 miles an hour. I'll show you radar imagery of where the eye of Sally currently is located, and this will give you a good gauge on where some of the highest rain is falling. We had numerous radars bust out on us as a result of all of the high wind. The eye of Sally is right around Gateswood. It's just northeast of Loxley. So this is Interstate 10. And Loxley exit is exit 44. That's what's nicknamed the Gulf Shores exit. You have those gas stations there, and then Highway 59 runs you all the way down to the beach. Then you got exit 49, Baldwin Beach Express. That's where Buc-ee's is at, and then exit 53, Wilcox Road. And right between 49 and 53, between those exits, it's where the eye of Hurricane Sally is. And you can see that counterclockwise rotation of the radar data. So that means that locations north and east of the center are getting the highest winds. Chumuckla, McDavid, Century, Jay, Bratt, Florida, Atmore, Flomaton. The heaviest rain, though, is between Cantonment and Milton. So the heaviest rain is starting to move a little farther east of the center. That's a good indication that the system's weakening. When you start to see the heaviest rain moving farther and farther away from the eye, it's a good indication that the system is starting to get more disorganized. So the heavier rain is hitting parts of Santa Rosa County the hardest, especially right here between Milton and Molino. But the biggest wind threat right now is showing up around Pineville, McDavid, Chumuckla, and Jay. And the maximum sustained winds are at about 85 miles an hour, as you saw, but at least it's weaker than it was when it ran over Gulf Shores, but that's still fierce wind. So we're not done with Hurricane Sally quite yet. For more on those winds and the wind radius surrounding Sally, we'll hand it over to the video wall and get an update with fellow meteorologist Jennifer Lambers. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, thank you. And so what we've been seeing so far with Sally is the winds and the rain. And a lot of this has been coming into play with how slow this system is moving. And that's really come into play with that rain as well. We've seen saturated soil. So when we've been having all this rainfall in just such a slow amount of time, and those winds just over and over again, not a fast moving system, that's what's led to all of those downed trees and all of those power outages. So again, that saturated soil and the slow moving system with those winds really leading to what caused this event. But let's go ahead and talk about those winds right now, because we're still seeing them across the area as Sally moves onshore as a Category 1 hurricane. So these are going to be the hurricane force winds in red. So that those winds over 74 miles per hour going to be where that center low is and where that eye still is as well. That orange is going to be those tropical storm force winds, and then that yellow going to be the tropical depression storm winds. So right up here, that's going to be about 39 miles per hour. So still gusty winds, but looking a lot better. And so that's going to be including our Mississippi counties, but also we're starting to see Mobile County included on that. And so as the system does move at a brisk walk at 4 miles per hour, but northeast, we're going to start to see more of these counties emerge from that. And that's a good sign, because that's when those electric companies can start to move on out and start to help some of these areas. So we're going to start to see Mobile County emerge further out of this, and then soon Baldwin County and also Escambia County, along with Walton and also Santa Rosa County, is going to be joining that. But again, this is going to be a while forward. We're looking by the lunchtime hour to possibly see this moving further up towards the northeast. We'll keep you updated on where this radius is. But let's go ahead and talk about those sustained winds, because we are still seeing those tropical storm strength winds sustained right now in West Mobile, 36 miles per hour. Brookleyfield, 43. Dauphin Island looking a lot better, 39. It was in the 60s just a couple of hours ago. So right now it is getting down to 39 miles per hour. So that's going to be that tropical depression storm strength. Still not getting any readings in Gulf Shores and Pensacola, just since those readers are down right now. But then also Milton and Evergreen starting to bump up on those wind speeds along with Grove Hill. But Milton, I want to pay attention to, just because as that system starts to move closer towards it, we're going to see those winds really start to pick up. So going to go ahead and point out those wind gusts of what we've seen so far. Brookley Field, 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is a Category 1 hurricane wind gust there. Mobile also 74 miles per hour at 5:04. Pascagoula picked up that 51 mile per hour, and then Milton right now 55 mile per hour wind gust. That was at 8:07, so just about an hour ago. Again, as it starts to move closer towards that area, most likely going to be seeing those wind gusts possibly picking up, and Crestview starting to get 41 and Evergreen 45 at 8:53 a.m. So we're still keeping an eye on those winds out there, that rain out there, all of these risks still coming into play. And as we check back in offshore on our Orange Beach buoy right now, those sustained winds 49 miles per hour, gusts still up to 65. That's looking a lot better though. Meteorologist Matt Barentine and Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith were talking about this graphic a lot last night, and we're seeing those sustained winds at about 100 miles per hour. So looking a lot better offshore as it continues to trek further inland. We'll still continue to keep track of Sally as we continue throughout the morning and throughout the day. Michael.
Thanks a lot, Jen. And you're right about the conditions starting to gradually improve out over the water, improving as far as the zones that saw significant flooding. You know, you still have a flash flood warning active for parts of Baldwin County, even though a lot of the rain has started to move out. You'll start to see those expire as the water begins to recede. Want to let you know that the eye, we're located right there between Seminole and Gateswood, still driving in a lot of onshore rain across parts of Santa Rosa County. That's where the heaviest rain by far is occurring. The biggest flooding threat is occurring, and the high winds are also showing up along and east of the center. Maximum sustained winds with Sally are at 85 miles per hour, so significantly weaker than it was earlier today, where we had the wind speeds of around 105 miles an hour at landfall right around Gulf Shores when I relieved Jason at midnight. I was going to say last night. I guess technically it would be today. Honestly, we've been going wall to wall so long, who knows at this point. But as far as the winds, we are seeing them weaken, which is a big plus. We will see them get borderline, I'd say borderline tropical depression force winds by overnight tonight. That's how quickly the winds will start to drop off once the center starts to lift north of the Florida Panhandle, which will still be in a few hours, but across the area as a whole, things are slowly improving. The worst spots by far, Santa Rosa County, because you're getting the heaviest rain combined with all that wind. Places like Milton and Allentown, Navarre, all getting that, as well as Gulf Breeze. But you head up toward Bratt, Florida, McDavid, Century, Jay, you're still dealing with rain. It's not as heavy, but you're getting significant winds as a result of being just to the north and east of the center of Sally. And then Sally will cross over into Escambia County, Alabama, near Bruton, just to the east of Atmore and Flomaton, and will then shift into Conecuh County as she starts marching toward Troy, Ozark, and then eventually into Georgia. So slowly but surely, we're going to be able to get rid of Sally, which is going to be really, really nice. And Jennifer, let's pull up the 7-day graphic. For those of you who haven't seen this yet, things are really going to be improving in a very big way very soon. Look for yourself at what we've got regarding the temperatures. So once we get through today, tomorrow will be breezy, nothing like we saw today with Hurricane Sally. A few scattered showers will make appearances tomorrow through the weekend. Then we get a very powerful front pushing in after the weekend's over. Notice the morning temperatures go from about 70 daybreak tomorrow to close to the 50s once we get to daybreak Monday and Tuesday. We've been wanting and hoping for some fall air. Next week, it's going to show up. Highs are going to be in the upper 70s in the afternoons, so we'll still have to deal with a few stray showers for a few days, and then we go bone dry with low humidity, cooler mornings where you can actually open a window, which will be nice, and a high temperature under 80. So I promise, better weather is going to be on the way in the days ahead. Right now we're going to hand it back over to the news desks with Eric and Sarah. They have another update regarding Hurricane Sally.